Before the war, she taught children. During the war, she hunted soldiers. She didn't wait for someone to save her town. She sharpened a blade and became the answer. Before the fire, before the fear, there was peace. In Tacloban, on the island of Leyte, a young woman named Nieves Fernández taught history, mathematics, and moral values in a small schoolroom. She was stern but kind. Her students respected her not just because of what she taught, but because of how she carried herself, always upright, composed, and decisive. She believed in discipline, in structure, and in the idea that education could build a nation. But all of that shattered in 1942. When the Japanese invaded the Philippines, they didn't just take land. They tried to erase memory, silence voices, and unmake identities. And when they came for Tacloban, they didn't expect that the quiet schoolteacher would become their nightmare. When her students stopped coming, some taken, some hiding, some already gone, Nieves made a decision. She sharpened her bolo, not for cooking, not for farming, but for war. She began recruiting local men, farmers, laborers, even former students. In just months, she formed a guerrilla force of 110 fighters. She trained them using what she knew: discipline, structure, and clarity. Instead of lessons in language, she taught jungle ambush. Instead of chalk, she gripped steel. Her weapon of choice was the bolo, short, deadly, precise. She became so skilled, the Japanese would later claim she personally killed over 100 soldiers with it. Her unit operated deep in the jungle. She designed ambushes, laid traps, and struck like a ghost. They hit patrols. They burned garrisons. They freed prisoners. But this wasn't just war, it was psychological warfare. Nieves would leave behind marked trees, bloody blades, and deliberate symbols meant to terrify. She was not just fighting an army, she was crafting a legend. To the villagers, she was their protector. To the Japanese, she became a ghost. To her enemies, she was a myth, until she struck. Captured Japanese officers gave statements about a woman commander who fought like a demon. She was said to be able to move through thick jungle without sound. She aimed not to wound, but to end. This wasn't brute violence. It was calculated warfare. One officer, when interrogated by American forces, reportedly said, "She is not like the others. She does not run. She waits for us." Despite having no formal military background, Nieves out-strategized trained officers. Her command was lean, coordinated, and mobile. And most of all, it was loyal. Her men would not abandon her. She fought alongside them, ate with them, bled with them. By 1944, the Japanese military command had had enough. They posted a bounty on Nieves Fernández. Her response? She led an assault on their outpost near Tolosa. She didn't just burn it. She left a message written in Tagalog, carved into the last standing doorframe. You cannot hunt what owns the jungle. That moment, more than any other, marked her place in Philippine resistance history. She could have fled. She could have disappeared. Instead, she walked straight into legend. After the war, there was no parade, no medals, no pension. She went back to teaching. Quietly, with grace. There's only one surviving image of her from the war, taken by an American journalist in 1944. In it, she holds her bolo. Calm, focused, her expression unflinching. The caption read, "Schoolteacher turned guerrilla commander." That's it. She died as she lived, in quiet strength, not asking for thanks, only for peace. Today, few Filipinos know her name. She's not in most textbooks. No major statue bears her likeness. But her legacy cuts through history like her blade through jungle vines. In a time when men with guns surrendered, a woman with a bolo stood her ground. She didn't ask for permission to be remembered. She carved her name into the trees, the earth, and the memories of those who lived because she fought. This was Nieves Fernández, the woman with the bolo.